Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing the major themes in the novel No Longer at Ease by Chinua Achebe. In our previous lecture, we discussed the plot of the novel and we also analyzed the characters and the roles that each character play in the novel. So if you haven't watched that, please check the channel, watch the videos so that you have full understanding of the novel. And also remember to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that when the video on the literary devices used in the novel is uploaded, you get notified. So we are going to start with the theme of colonialism. Colonialism is dominant in the novel, and the social and psychological effect of European colonialism in African lifestyle is a central theme in all of Achebe's novels, including No Longer at Ease. So, No Longer at Ease is set towards the end of colonial period in Nigeria, and it illuminates a subtler, deeper effect of colonialism, and that is the division and confusion of value that happens among the characters in the novel, the conflict between tradition and modernity, the conflict between indigenous and Christian religion, and also the conflict between village communalism and urban materialism, which we see in the life of Obi Okonkwo. So Obi Okonkwo exemplified this division. His upbringing with his father's devout Christian faith and his mother's reluctant abandonment of Igbo culture left Obi with one foot in each world, in the modern English world and also in the traditional Igbo cultural society. So, and he is not allegiant to any one of them. So, his European education only deepens his alienation from his own society. And through his engagement to Clara, which I will discuss it extensively in the plot of the novel, that Clara is regarded as an Osu outcast, somebody whose parents or forefathers were dedicated to idol. So Obi intends to break away from the restriction of his tradition by getting engaged to Clara. So Obi knows he will have to face opposition to his decision, and he steeled himself for battle. He was ready to challenge the tradition and the notion of his culture. However, he is ultimately unable to defy the demand of custom when expressed forcefully by his mother. How was the mother able to convince or forcefully express the custom of the people? He threatened Obi that if Obi get married to Clara, the mother, Hannah Okonkwo, is going to commit suicide. And Obi does not want to be tagged with somebody whose mother committed suicide as a result of his stubbornness or refusal to follow the tradition of the people. So he has to succumb to the will of the mother by telling Clara that they should lie low, that he is going to handle the situation. But Clara was able to understand why. That, okay, the value of the colonial values in Obi has not taken so much root to the extent that he will defy the demand of his parent and the demand of his village Umofia. So Obi's tragedy, according to the author Achebe, implies can be attributed to the subtle but pernicious effect of colonialism, because he was adamant in following the colonial lifestyle, the Western lifestyle, and that was even the crux of his downfall, because his alienation from his people and also his trivializing the belief of his people and following the Christian value was eventually what led to his downfall. And another major theme in the novel is that of identity. Can you define the identity of Obi? In fact, Obi has double identity. Obi's background, the legacy of colonialism, and his own character and choices shape his identity. So we saw that he comes from a heritage that values community, loyalty, and tradition. but moves away from those things. He takes a stand on some things, such as not accepting bribe and staying with Clara, but proves unable to sustain those commitments because of pressure from the culture and from his parents as well. So he is weak, Obi is weak, prideful, and ignorant. He was ignorant of the consequence of his actions, and he is full of excuses for himself. And even in his moment of clarity that he thinks he has, does not truly get at the root of his inactions. His lack of a moral center was really his undue. So by the time the novel comes to a close, Obi's growth as a character appears very limited. He claims to not want to take bribes anymore, but his identity is still very nebulous and already stale. So it is unclear where he will go after this, especially at the end of the novel. Every reader wonder where will Obi go after he has been convicted of corruption and bribery by the court. So we saw that Obi sees himself as a pioneer also. He wants to change the corrupt system of bribery and nepotism. And he wants to marry a girl that traditionally is a taboo, which is Clara, which is regarded as Osun. And we can see how much his identity meant to him. That was why he cried when he was convicted. And even the judge said that how can the young, promising Nigerian take bribe so corrupted at this level? A very young man who is not even married. So his identity has dual identity or double identity, which we cannot pin him or attribute his life to anyone particularly, because he has the Western identity and also a semblance of the Umiofa Igbo traditional identity also can be found in him. Also, the theme of corruption is very dominant in the novel. The corruptibility of civil servant is rampant in the Nigerian system of government or in the Nigerian government during the colonial period. And it even gets worse after colonialism. In fact, in the modern Nigeria, in 2023, corruption has become a lifestyle. So what Achebe portrays in the colonial era lingers and gets worse as the day go by. Now that the Europeans, the colonialists have totally left Nigeria and Nigeria have gotten independence, the corruption has multiplied. I cannot even say how many percent. It could be 1 million or trillion percent, because now even at the village setting, such as Umokwa in the novel, we have a lot of corruption now. So one of Chinua Achebe's main socio-political criticism is no longer at ease is that of corruption in Nigeria. From the moment the book begins, the main character, Obi Okonkwo, is confronted with the issue of bribery. From the moment he arrives at customs to the point at where he gives in to taking bribe himself, the voice of Achebe lingers in the backdrop through the world that he portrays. So, at first, Obi is critical as Achebe of bribery. He refuses to take bribe and also find it necessary for himself to be a pioneer in Nigeria, bringing down corruption in government and instigating change. But did he really instigate any change? At the end, we saw that Obi did not really instigate any tangible change. Rather, he succumbed to the pressure and to the corrupt system. It seems that corruption runs rampant and that everyone in Nigeria, from the white man to the Umiofa Progressive Union, participate in seeing people for what they want. Seeing means you have given bribe. Probably induce somebody with money or with your body if you are a woman. You either in cash or in kind. And that was what really happened. In the novel, the voice of Achebe was so critical of corruption. And in the life of Achebe, apart from no longer at ease, the Nigerian government have tried about 3 times during the period of the reign of on the presidency of Goodluck Jonathan and Mohamed Buhari several times, and even during the Obasanjo period, they tried to give national honor to Chinua Achebe before his death, but he refused because he does not want to be associated with any form of corruption. Even when the government even want to give him maybe political position or to his wife, give a political position to his wife and children, Achebe still refused. That you can see it from his lifestyle, why he was so critical of corruption and the corrupt system in the Nigerian society. And that was why we saw that even the pressure in Obi to take bribe from his Umuofan people, in fact, taking bribe is not regarded as a form of illegality. The Umuofa Progressive Union and the people of Umuofa believe that, okay, taking bribe is part of leadership. Yes, that's what they believe. It's part of leadership. And Obi taking bribe, it will be a way of getting money to help his people develop Umuofa community and bring more people from Umuofa community to the government, to the system, which they will be offered employment. And also, Achebe take us through the path of how someone like Obi can come to take bribe. Obi's position is a difficult one. He is born in Igbo, but he has been educated in England, and one feels himself a stranger. He often feels himself a stranger in his own country, Nigeria. So he has lost his love because of the rule of the past. How did he lose Clara? Because Clara's ancestors, forefathers, were regarded as Osun, people dedicated to idols. And that was how he lost. So corruption was dominant. Obi collected corruption several times. Even when he made up his mind that he's not going to collect bribe again, it was too late because a sting operation has caught up with him. He was caught. So the people criticizing him that he collected bribe did not criticize him for why he collected bribe. Rather, they criticized him for why he was caught. He should have done it in a way that he shouldn't be caught. And that was the reality even in 2023 in the Nigerian society today, because the corruption don't get caught can take as much bribe as you want, even till now. But we hope for change in the near future. Now, another one is that of education. Education is dominant in the novel also. So one of the most important aspects of Obi's life is that he was educated in England. And the education in England inculcated a kind of lifestyle to Obi. And that was why he sees corruption as illegal. If he get educated in Nigeria, probably he may not even think of seeing corruption as something that is not good. So we saw that this more fat method, the way others treat him and shape him, was due to his education. So upon Obi's return from England, Obi is secured a position in the civil service, and he was given a car, money, and respect. So at the same time, however, he seems to be making constant mistakes because of what he has learned to be like, what he has come to understand, and what he has never learned. For instance, when Obi first arrived, he is given a reception by the Umuofa Progressive Union, at which he makes several mistakes. He has forgotten how to act in his home, and also how to comply with tradition. He wears a short-sleeved shirt and sees nothing wrong with it. In the traditional African Igbo cultural society, it is believed that when somebody is being welcome, he should have wear akwoche, what they regarded as akwoche, or some of their traditional attire. But Obi came with just a t-shirt and a short. And that is even, people regarded that as a disrespect for the tradition. But was it really a disrespect? Because he's educated, he's not living the lifestyle of the Western people. And Obi saw nothing wrong with wearing such kind of attire in a traditional celebration. But the people regarded that as so they some of them even were not so comfortable, though they respected Obi for the education, but some of them lost a kind of respect and prestige for Obi because of his disdain for culture and tradition of the people. Another dominant theme in the novel is that of family. In fact, in traditional African society, especially in the Igbo culture, no one is above his family, and no one's decision can override that of family's decision. So even when you have your personal decision and a way of lifestyle, that of family will still override it. And that was what exactly happened in the lives of Obi. Obi did not say anything wrong with getting married to Clara. And he does not want to abide by the tradition of the people of severing ties with Clara because Clara is from Osu ancestry. But we could say that the family decision overrides his own decision. The father said no, even though they are Christians that shouldn't adhere to such kind of belief. But the father refused to let Obi get married to Clara. And the mother threatened him that, okay, if he gets married to Clara, she is going to commit suicide. So eventually, Obi Okonkwo submitted to the pressure and the decision of the family. So one is an extension of family, not as independent as the Western world take it to be. So despite of Obi's education, Obi still significantly and largely abide by the decision of the family. And another one is that of morality. Do we have any vestige of morality in the novel? Yes, because the Umofan people and the traditional Igbo culture value morality to a great extent. But in my own view, from reading the novel, I discovered that even the morality of the Umofan people is relative. It's relative in the sense that the morality has to do with what the culture forbids. For instance, the culture of Umofan people did not forbid somebody taking bribe. And so, if Obi take bribe, it's not immoral to them. Rather, it is a kind of lifestyle. You take bribe to get more money to build a house. You take bribe to acquire more money to help people in your community. So taking bribe or even collecting what does not belong to you or manipulating your way to get money from the government treasury to help your community, according to the Umofa or in the context of the Umofan people, it is not immoral. So you can see the relativity in their moral prejudice. So Obi is moral. And also we realize that the author Achebe considered the people of Umiofa as very, very moral. And then he portray or present the English people like Mr. Green and some other colonialists as immoral and even amoral. So Obi is moral in the sense that he respects the culture of the people and living Clara. And at the same time, he's immoral considering that he takes bribe carelessly and he was caught. So being caught in taking bribe is regarded as immoral, but taking bribe itself is not moral. So Obi, why Obi disgrace himself, allow himself to be caught when several people are taking bribe, have been taking for years. People that have been working in the civil service have been taking bribe for over 20 years and they are not caught. And Obi, who is just employed, not even up to 2 years, is being caught. So it is immoral in the context of the Umbiofan people that Obi is caught in such kind of immorality. So the hypocrisy of the Western people also is discussed as another kind of immorality. How are they hypocrisy? How are they express such hypocrisy? Let's discuss it in the next theme. So in the next theme, the theme is theme of hypocrisy. Mr. Grimm and also Miss Tomlinson are very, very hypocritical in the sense that they do not want privileges that are attached to offices be given to the blacks. That is also another form of racism and hypocrisy. The positions that the white occupied before, or the white colonialists had, they were giving car, they were giving money, they were giving houses, they were giving even housemaids, which the government paid for. Now that a Nigerian, which is Obi Okonkwo, has occupied such position, Mr. Green and also Ms. Tomlinson were critical of Nigerians getting such privilege. Meanwhile, the whites have been enjoying such privileges for long. So you could see such kind of hypocrisy and racial remark by those colonialists. The fact that the blacks are lesser in status or in values and shouldn't be accrued such kind of privileges. Rather, the privileges should be exclusive to the white, even though blacks are also are occupying same position. They shouldn't be given such privileges. And that is the height of hypocrisy of Mr. Green, Mr. Tomlinson, and other colonialists who were in the government of Nigeria at that time. However, during independence in 1960, most of the colonialists and the white people occupying positions in the government were expunged. And some of them traveled back to their home country or probably work or set up business in Nigeria. But currently in Nigeria today, apart from the context of the novel, we hardly have white people who occupy high positions in the government. So the hypocrisy is rife throughout the novel, mostly displayed in the word and actions of English people. Mr. Green scoffed at the corruption of Nigeria, in particular with their acceptance of bribe, and later obeys taking time off. But clearly, the English are also heavy on bribery and indulgence. They collect bribe also. It was not only Obi. Mr. Green collected bribe. Even Ms. Tomlinson did not see anything wrong with the white people collecting bribes. So now they are critical Obi because Obi was doing the same thing they are doing. And that is another form of hypocrisy. So please subscribe today. And in our subsequent lecture, we are going to be discussing the literary devices used in the novel. And also, we will be looking at some of the significant incidents in the novel. So have a great day, and I wish you well.